Tonight, Broken Hill health workers finally received COVID jabs after delays, and a local push for voluntary assisted dying laws to be passed.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Ruby Kamain begins now.
Good evening. The first Frontline health workers in Broken Hill have received their COVID-19 vaccinations today. The first jabs given 2 days later than originally planned, but it's still not clear what caused the delay.
A shot in the arm and a weight off their shoulders. Dr. Andre Nell, the first worker within the Far West Local Health District to receive the jab. Smiles all round as those on the front line against COVID-19 received their first immunisations.
For this to be happening means a lot because, yeah, I can get home and start travelling as well.
The vaccine touted as our key to COVID freedom, with hopes restrictions will be eased as the broader community gets its jabs.
It certainly is a big relief for the organisation. It's really important that our staff are safe.
Immunisers given extra training to ensure the safety of recipients.
It was quite a few hours. I think it was about 10 hours worth of study they did for this.
The first shots were to be given on Monday, but that was pushed back, the local district blaming unforeseen circumstances surrounding the delivery of the vaccine. Today, it's still not clear exactly what caused that delay.
Authorities got onto it fairly quickly. Look, at the end of the day, really, in the scheme of things, 2 days delay when we were waiting for this for the last 15 months is really, I think we need to put into perspective.
Other health workers wanting the vaccine will be next in line before Far West LHD begins vaccinating correction staff and emergency service officers. Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
With debate on the latest voluntary assisted dying bill resuming in state parliament last week, new research has revealed 80% of South Australians support the proposed laws. Locals now sharing their stories, pushing for the bill to pass.
For this Queensland couple, moving to Quorn last year was going to start their retirement. But just 12 days later, Ian was hospitalised. The diagnosis, aggressive stage 4 gastroesophageal junction adenocarcinoma, a rare form of cancer.
It is incurable and it's a one-way street, and I want to retain my dignity when the time comes.
With quality of life most important to him, he says voluntary assisted dying is the most humane way for those who are suffering.
Because I'm just one of thousands and thousands of people who are staring down the barrel of an undignified death.
This local also supporting the latest push, saying watching her mum slowly die was a traumatic experience for herself and her children.
My mum ended up passing away on my eldest son's 16th birthday. You know, you just want this process to be quicker and smoother so they have dignity.
It's the 17th bill introduced to state parliament during the past 25 years. The member for Stewart saying he will support the proposed laws at the second reading.
So that debate can continue to that very thorough stage, and then at the third reading I'll make my decision based on the final version of the bill that's there to be voted on.
In a statement, Health Minister Stephen Wade says despite his Christian faith, other people will have differing views and should have the freedom to live their lives according to their values. But with the legislation now passed in 3 states, locals say it's about time South Australia follows suit.
The bill needs to be passed and the legislation has to be enacted to alleviate the worry that families are going through right now today.
It would mean the world, you know, to people who are terminal or have degenerative conditions that are going to make them eventually pass away.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Heavy rain across central and eastern Australia is set to benefit the Menindee Lake system. Water New South Wales predicting 50 gigalitres will flow into the lakes, with the possibility that volume could increase. A number of road closures remain in place across the Corner Country after Tibooburra recorded 6 months' worth of rain on Monday. Meanwhile, a further 26 South Australian SES personnel have been deployed to assist the flood emergency in New South Wales. Port Lincoln police have been left scratching their heads after catching a driver allegedly more than 5 times over the legal blood alcohol limit. Patrol stopped the car just before 2:30 Monday afternoon on the Lincoln Highway. The 51-year-old is accused of returning a reading of 0.266. His licence has been stripped and his car impounded for 28 days. He will be due to appear in court at a later date. Meanwhile, a 68-year-old woman from Risdon Park was also caught allegedly drink driving in Port Pirie yesterday evening. At around 6:45, police stopped a Toyota sedan travelling on Anzac Road in Risdon Park. The driver allegedly blew a blood alcohol reading of 0.135 and was issued with an immediate loss of licence. Still to come tonight, scammers hack into the Tumorama Committee's Facebook page. And a boost for Whyala's tourism, funding secured to upgrade a cuttlefish sanctuary. Welcome back. Port Lincoln's iconic Tunorama Festival has fallen victim to scammers, with overseas hackers taking control of the event's Facebook page. Organisers are trying to restore the site, but say they've been given no support by the social media giant.
Logging in to update Tunorama's Facebook page, Jane Antini was shocked to find she no longer had control.
I initially panicked.
Overseas hackers seizing control of the Facebook's page, using it to sell beauty products to its 7,500 followers.
We just all have to be very aware that this is a thing.
I think everybody's disgusted and sad.
The page now under a different name. Cybersecurity experts say it's a common story among businesses.
It's very easy to be tricked into going to a site which you think is genuine, but it's not.
Greg Williams has been fighting tooth and nail to help restore the page, but says his calls to the social media giant have fallen on deaf ears.
I've since reported that page to Facebook, who have decided that it meets their community guidelines and they're not going to do anything about it.
Festival organisers say it's had a devastating outcome, losing more than a decade's worth of images, information and history.
It dents your confidence in what you're doing.
The advice from experts is to think before you click and set up a 2-step verification through your phone when logging into social media.
So as long as you've got your phone, you are pretty safe from being compromised.
A new Tunorama Facebook page has since been set up. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Whyala's Cuttlefish Coast Sanctuary is set to receive major upgrades thanks to new state government funding. The $2 million makeover aiming to increase the experience for visitors.
A much-needed cash splash going towards recognising Whyala's Cuttlefish Coast as a year-round tourist destination.
It's exciting news for the Whyalla City Council and the Whyalla community to receive $2 million from the state government.
The new project involving protecting, enhancing and promoting the cuttlefish environment, as well as the numerous recreation and lifestyle experiences that come with it. Whyala's Mayor says council is thrilled to be receiving such substantial funding.
We are really grateful that the state government can see the significance of the cuttlefish experience here in Whyalla and for tourism for our city and also for the state.
The initiative set to see some major upgrades.
The money that we receive will go into several areas. It will go into upgrades at the cuttlefish area. We're also looking to upgrade the Point Lowly cottages and other areas around the cuttlefish experience.
In a statement to Council, Treasurer Rob Lucas says the funding was part of an economic adrenaline hit, turbocharging the state's job and economic recovery from COVID-19. Council now hoping the makeover will also encourage more tourists to visit the city and spend money.
It's a bonus to restaurants, cafes, accommodation.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Meanwhile, Port Augusta's Ryan Mitchell Swim Centre will also soon receive a facelift after it was successful in securing funding from a state government stimulus. As one of 57 shovel-ready projects, the Mayor says it will help upgrade the ageing infrastructure.
A cash boost set to upgrade the only swim centre in Port Augusta.
It's a fantastic opportunity. I really thank the Liberal government for giving us this funding. Now Council will move forward to secure the $1 million to match that funding.
More than $1 million in funding from the Local Government Infrastructure Partnership Program, providing a much-needed facelift to the Ryan Mitchell Swim Centre. From relining the existing pool to replacing pumps, even the installation of a disability ramp and water play park. Mayor Brett Benboy says the money couldn't have come at a better time.
It's upgrading the facility to maintain it for the long-term future. The money will make this pool available for community for a long time to come.
The member for Stuart also backing the project.
The pool is decades old, does a very, very important job for local people. There's a strong swimming community in Port Augusta, but it certainly does need some upgrades.
City Council is now in the process of developing a concept plan to be presented to the community for public consultation.
Community and groups can have an opportunity to put forward what they consider is something they would like to be changed or something they like that's been put forward.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. All local land service vets hold their annual meeting in Broken Hill. And culturally diverse artists add a splash of colour to Whyalla. Hello again. Local Land Services District veterinarians have come together in Broken Hill for their annual convention. The session's a rare opportunity for staff to work face-to-face, normally spread far and wide across New South Wales.
Experts from every corner of New South Wales under one roof. District vets, the last line of defence against disease.
Doing surveillance, contact with producers, investigating diseases, outbreaks, and just assisting producers in improving their production.
Meeting for the first time in 12 months, first pushed back by COVID and now without those affected by the floods. The 3-day event, a chance to compare notes and strategise ways to improve the health of livestock.
When we have a chance to gather like this, it puts all of those pieces of the puzzle together.
Among them, Zi Yi Lim, who filled the Broken Hill position a month ago.
Certainly there's a few challenges in this region, the vast distances and sparse land holdings. However, I'm looking forward to addressing them as best we can.
Working with 3 others across the Western District, his new patch covers 40% of the state. LLS keeping a close eye on any new diseases in animals, which could have the potential to decimate local production.
Obviously, these are all notifiable diseases which we aim to keep out, and if they do appear, definitely keep under control.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Uni Hub Port Pirie staff are searching for new tutors to help guide engineering and nursing students. They're encouraging local academics to consider educating the next generation of regional professionals.
A hunt for new tutors in the York Mid-North with some much-needed help for eager students.
We're desperately in need of tutors in the areas of nursing, engineering and psychology. We currently have strong tutorial support for our education and social work students.
Despite Skype lessons on offer, Uni Hub staff say it's important to gain hands-on knowledge from a regional tutor.
It's really important that students are exposed to local experts in these specific areas, and we really would like some people to come forward if they've got the qualifications.
Qualifications to be eligible, including a degree in the field.
Have at least a postgraduate qualification, so a core undergraduate degree and then some postgraduate qualifications on top of that.
Nursing is one of the many subjects needing extra mentoring.
Anatomy and physiology kind of subjects is where students often need some additional help, and it's really great to be able to have people in the region who live and work locally help our students.
Port Pirie also a hotspot for engineers. Uni Hub now calling on those with qualifications to consider helping students.
Our engineering degree is new and we now have 5 or 6 students studying engineering.
More information can be found at Port Pirie's Uni Hub. Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A pop of colour has been added to a busy street in Whyalla, with a new featured mural now completely wrapping around an entire building. Part of the Unearth Festival, Indigenous and Colombian artists made the trip to the Steel City to create the meaningful statement.
A big, bold and colourful addition to Whyalla's Essington Lewis Avenue.
We're here as part of the Unearth Festival, but working with Sonar Festival, which is a festival that brings together people from different cultural backgrounds.
These Colombian and Aboriginal artists taking 3 days to paint the feature. Catherine, who has worked in the industry for 13 years, says her mythical being painting stems from her culture.
I am from Latin America, more specifically from Colombia, and I'm based in Melbourne.
But in this mural, I got the opportunity to bring in some Latin American flavour.
We're basically doing a wall that says, you know, we can come together as two different cultures and we can share and listen and learn from each other.
Mr. Rathman painting a meeting place and a fish, both traditional Indigenous symbols.
Which is something that's quite significant to me. I was born in Loxton in the Riverland, so I have a real connection to water.
St. Teresa's primary school students visiting the mural, sparking creativity.
I think it's amazing. I love painting at school.
Painted by the Sanar Group, who also decorated the public library wall mural last year. The new artists, also new to the Still City, travelling down for this specific piece.
First time, and I'm really loving it.
So it's been really good meeting people in the community and school kids, and everyone seems to be really happy with it.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. We'll bring you all the latest prices at the petrol pump. And we'll have the weather details with Alex. Welcome back. Despite a frosty relationship between China and Australia's wine industry following export tariffs, Eclair Valley's Taylor wine has still taken out a top gong. It's a state Pinot Noir rosé, winning Rosé of the Year at the China Wine and Spirits prestigious Best Value Awards.
Lovely, aromatic, delicate flavours. Refreshing to see that the Chinese palates have a real respect and a real love for Australian wine.
The company hopes it could leverage the win to market its wines in other international markets. Real-time fuel pricing is now in effect across South Australia, with the aim of making petrol stations more competitive. To see whether it's driven down prices at the Bowser yet, here's Lachlan Itter with this week's Fuel Watch.
Petrol stations in South Australia are now required to provide real-time pricing information to help drivers get the best deal. So from here on, the prices we give you in Fuel Watch should be more accurate. Just a few days in and it hasn't really changed the situation too much, starting with unleaded, and we've seen prices go up again across our region. Port Lincoln and Broken Hill both jumping up by around 4 cents, up to $1.43 and $1.45 respectively. They're the top two priciest cities this week. Whyalla $1.38, Kadina also up a few cents to $1.37. You'll pay $1.36 in Port Augusta, and no surprises here, Port Pirie has the cheapest fuel, $1.35 a litre. Adelaide still taking things week by week, a big drop to $1.30. Fill up in Kilburn or Blair Athol for the best deal. Broken Hill and Port Lincoln again hit hardest if you're running on diesel. The Hill up to $1.45. Port Lincoln's had a noticeable increase to $1.35. You'll also pay that in Whyalla. Some good news in Kadina, where prices have dropped down to $1.32. Port Pirie unchanged and the best option. Port Augusta up ever so slightly to $1.33 a litre. Finally, to Autogas, where just for this week you may want to take those green arrows with a grain of salt, purely because we now have more sources of information, so it's not really fair to compare to last week. Port Lincoln still the most expensive at 99 cents, 97 cents in Port Pirie, 96 in Port Augusta. Kadina sitting on 94 cents and Whyalla's our cheapest centre, where you'll pay 92 cents. Bearing in mind these changes only apply to South Australia, Broken Hill is also unchanged at 92 cents. The prices given in Fuel Watch are the regional averages and do not reflect any one particular outlet. And if you do spot unleaded, diesel or autogas cheaper, be sure to let us know on our Facebook page.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather. Here's Alex Sykes.
Thanks, Ruby. A few showers across the region today, mainly fine conditions elsewhere. From 3 p.m, Broken Hill was sunny and 24 degrees. Clare had showers and reached 22, and mostly sunny in Cooper Pedy, a top of 30 degrees there. Looking further out across the region now, Port Augusta sunny and 25, Whyalla mostly sunny and 22. Afternoon shower or 2 in Port Lincoln 25, late shower or 2 in Port Pirie and Kadina, both 24. Cleve also had possible showers and reached 24. 24, partly cloudy in Woodnard 26, and a shower or two in Adelaide got to 24 there. Taking a look at the satellite image now, cloud pushing into southern SA with cool southerly winds bringing some showers mainly about the far southeast. Cloud about the north with a broad trough causing showers, building cloud over the southwest ahead of a trough, and front may bring showers. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas around 1 to 1.5 metres, and south to southwesterly swell below 1 metre. Partly cloudy in both Port Lincoln and Cleve tomorrow, set to reach 23 degrees there. Similar conditions in Woodnard 25, Whyalla and Kadina both cloudy and 23, Port Augusta mostly sunny and 25 degrees there. Possible morning shower in Port Pirie set to reach 24, Clare partly cloudy 21, and at Broken Hill mostly sunny 24 degrees there. Taking a look further through the week now, showers across most parts on Friday, 22 in both Woodnard and Whyalla, 27 in Cooper Pedy, a top of 23 in Broken Hill, Kadina and Port Pirie. Clearing up on Saturday, mainly fine conditions, Cooper Pedy 27, a max of 24 in Broken Hill, Port Augusta and Port Pirie, and showers in Adelaide 22 there. And heating up further on Sunday, sunny in Cooper Pedy, Port Augusta, Broken Hill, Woodnard and Port Pirie, partly cloudy elsewhere. And that's all the weather from me for tonight, Ruby. It's back to you.
Lovely, thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Wednesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later. Until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.